Hi, everyone, and welcome to the deep dive.
Hello.
Today, we're jumping right into a sector that's just exploding here in the UK, the world of content creators.
Hmm.
And we're not just talking influencers you see online. This is a big multi-billion-pound industry,
That's right.
and they're really starting to push for, well, formal recognition and a proper voice when it comes to policies that affect
A
them.
much bigger voice, yeah.
Our main source for this deep dive is a piece called UK Content Creators, a call for policy inclusion. Really lays out the situation well.
It does.
So, our mission today is to sort of unpack why this huge sector feels overlooked, look at the challenges they're facing, and what it all means for the creators themselves, and maybe for you too.
Absolutely. There's a lot to get into.
Okay, so let's start with the scale. We hear about the creator economy booming globally, but how big is it actually right here in the UK?
Well, the scale is pretty fascinating and maybe bigger than many people realize. According to the data we're looking at, it's contributing something like £2 billion to the UK economy.
2 billion. Wow.
Yeah, and supporting around 45,000 full-time jobs,
Right.
which is significant.
Definitely significant.
But, and this is the real disconnect, a recent survey, a big one, over 10,000 UK creators, it found that 56%, so more than half, feel they have basically no voice in government policies affecting them.
Over half. That's stark.
It is, and it gets worse. Only 7% feel they get adequate support for accessing finance. 7%.
Wow.
And just 17% think there's enough relevant training out there for them.
So, massive economic input, lots of jobs, but they feel completely left out of the conversation and support systems.
Exactly. It signals that, we might be holding back a really vital industry by not giving it the kind of basic business infrastructure other sectors take for granted.
That really puts it into perspective. 2 billion pound, 45,000 jobs. You can see why feeling unheard is such a problem. So, okay, beyond just feeling ignored, what are the sort of specific day-to-day challenges creators run into because of this lack of recognition or policy gap?
Well, a major one the source highlights is platform dependence, extreme dependence.
Right, relying on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram.
Precisely. And what that actually means is, the platform changes its algorithm, which they do all the time, often without warning.
Mm.
And suddenly a creator's reach, their views, their income, it can just plummet, slash by half, maybe more, overnight.
With no real explanation or way to fix.
Often, yeah. No explanation, very little recourse. It's like their entire business is built on, well, rented digital land.
That's a great analogy, rented land.
Yeah, and you're totally vulnerable to the landlord, the tech platform, making decisions that don't consider you at all. And then there's the financial side. Many creators are just in this kind of no man's land for traditional support.
Like getting a bank loan.
Exactly. Imagine trying to get funding when the bank doesn't really understand your business model, how you make money from digital content. It's a huge barrier for growth. Same goes for finding relevant business advice or training.
This rented land idea really sticks. So what are creators actually doing about it? What specific policies do they want to influence, and how are they, trying to get organized?
Well, they're definitely getting more organized. They're actively pushing for input on things like digital content regulation, how they're taxed, and crucially, intellectual property rights.
Okay, like the Online Safety Act. I know that's been a big topic.
Exactly. That's a
Yeah.
prime example.
Yeah.
The Online Safety Act 2023, it aims to make platforms remove harmful content, which sounds good,
Sure.
but creators worry it could lead to platforms being overzealous, taking down legitimate content, or demonetizing them unfairly, maybe without a clear way to appeal.
I can see that concern. And IP?
Intellectual property is huge. Imagine pouring your creativity into something, a
That-
song, a video, art, and then seeing it used everywhere without credit, without payment, or worse, someone else claiming it. So they're fighting for clearer rules, stronger enforcement to protect what they create. And how are they doing it? Well, our source mentions emerging groups like the Creator Union UK and various campaigns, often led by well-known creators, lobbying for that formal recognition.
So coalitions, unions, they're building collective power.
They are. They want a seat at the table before legislation is made, not just dealing with the consequences afterwards.
Makes sense. So looking forward then, what's the outlook? Is there momentum building? Do you see things changing for the better?
I think connecting it all up, establishing those formal channels for creators to actually talk to policymakers is, well, essential.
Yeah.
And yes, there are some positive signs. The sheer economic impact, that £2 billion figure, it's making people pay attention.
Hard to ignore.
It is. So providing better access to finance, maybe through specific funds or just getting lenders up to speed, plus training tailored to digital business models. That's key to keeping this growth going. It suggests, that more structured support is probably on the horizon, a move towards seeing creators as legitimate businesses.
That's encouraging. This deep dive really highlights the huge economic force these UK creators are. They're clearly vital to the digital landscape.
Indispensable, really.
And their call for recognition for a seat at the policy table, it isn't just about them, is it? It's about shaping a digital future that actually works, one that encourages innovation.
Absolutely. And it really raises a crucial question for all of us, doesn't it?
Which is?
As these digital economies just keep evolving so fast, how do we make sure our policies actually keep up? How do we understand and integrate these new ways of working from the start instead of just reacting or trying to regulate them long after they're established?
That is a really important thought to chew on. How do we stay ahead of the curve, not just behind it? Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive.
My pleasure.
Stay curious, everyone, and we look forward to the next time we get to unpack something fascinating together. Goodbye for now.